Don't underestimate the legendary dildo. Hey, yeah, boy. Hello, everybody. It's your boy Proftrof. We're back again with another Max0r video that y'all requested. Cyberpunk. He did a Cyberpunk review, I guess. I mean, it's a game I've played and beaten, so let's see what he said. Oh yeah, before we start, I'm curious to anyone that's played Cyberpunk recently. I saw that they came out with like 5 million patches. How is the game currently? Did they fix this shit? Did they add any new gameplay stuff? Yay, nay? Let me know in the comments, please.
Cyberpunk 2077 is the long-awaited sequel to Fallout 2076, and as a product represents the entire economic output of the country of Poland. In this game, you play as the Cyberpunk, Keanu Reeves' biggest fan, who creates a tulpa of Keanu Reeves that haunts him for the duration of the game. Now a team, the true and shadow Keanu strive to eke out a living in the dangerous yet rewarding Night City, offering the very best in Californian living conditions. Together, you navigate the dark streets, glitzing high-rises, and mangled faces of this beautiful metropolis, seeking riches and glory as proud members of Hamas. Under the yoke of crushing poverty, systematic oppression, and runaway monopolies, you stand as Night City's final bastion of defense against the shady underworld of business executives, mercenaries, ANCAPs, and every bastion of defense against the shady underworld.
Okay, to everyone that's played the game, y'all killed him? Yeah, y'all know what I'm asking. Y'all killed him? I fucking killed the hell out of these motherfuckers. Fuck these guys. I thought they were gonna be cool from the trailers and all the other shit. Fucking dickhead. Fuck them. Well, fuck
of business executives, mercenaries, ANCAPs,
Voodoo
and every
boys,
single kind
more
of
like bitch
ethnicity in
boys.
existence. Daring to strike
What
back,
the man?
it's up to you, and you alone, and you and Keanu Reeves, to navigate this scary world together yourself, and to get to the bottom of who the when is where, on top of the sixth and near whenever, and build this city on rock and roll. But to understand Cyberpunk 2077, you must understand the world of Night City. Night City is a dangerous place where the internet no longer exists due to nuclear viruses, forcing people to stand up and socialize for entertainment. This has far-reaching consequences on society.
Outside?
It results in a decadent morass where the poor are forced to rob you for fun. Crime is at an all-time high, advertisements are in the water, and on top of that, everybody is a cyborg with the equivalent speed of a fucking xenomorph. High, advertisements are in the water, and on top of that, everybody is a cyborg.
No human is perfect by nature, who must advance beyond what is expected. Wow, he's literally me.
With the equivalent speed of a fucking xenomorph. As a result, the city is populated by a series of stereotypical gangs that you can't join or have quests with. Come on, guys, even Todd got this right. These consist of the animals, who are buff B-rated broskies who could break my bitch of a back without busting a fucking breath. Maelstromers, who are Adeptus Mechanicus. Moxes, who are ethical cock.
Actually, yeah, they are Adeptus Mechanicus. They respect people with more things in their body than flesh. But they're pretty... well, yeah, the Mechanicus is not that smart. They worship a toaster. Okay, toaster jokes won.
Destroyers and suited up giga prostitutes in charge of worker co-op strip clubs. The Voodoo Boys, who are pissed off radical Haitian separatists dedicated to the destruction of the white man. Tiger Claws, who are the bargain bin yakuza. Valentinos, a generic Hispanic gang who, according to the wiki, have no goals other than seducing women. The Sixth Street gang, who are just groypers. And finally, the Scabs, who are Slavic vaporwave enthusiasts that specialize in kidnapping and harvesting your organs. It therefore really disappoints me when I figured out that I could only interact with these gangs about 3 times each. Their primary purpose is to be repeatedly fucked with without any consequence. I am simply fucking surprised that not even a basic faction system exists. I once did a favor for a corporate agent in the main quest, and the far-reaching consequences of my decision was that I had sex with...
Hey, you got a legendary item, motherfucker. Don't underestimate the legendary dildo. Hey, yeah, boy. Sex scene was trash, though. Can we talk about how they advertised the sex scenes like they were gonna be the best thing in the world, and the sex scenes were garbage?
Her. That's it.
Speaking of
corporations, Night City is a place where corporations have run completely amok and are involved in every single level of government through lobbying, which isn't corruption because it has a different name, guys. In the world of Cyberpunk, billionaires are free to coup as many Bolivian governments as they please. That lithium isn't going to mine itself. Exploit convict slave labor to make hand soap. Make Taiwanese labor laws worse. Engage in literal wars. And also mind control the mayor. That's a quest. All hospitals and ambulance...
Hey, I want to say that quest was good. It was good until we found out what happens at the end. And then it was not that good because you don't really find out shit. It's all like, you find out some stuff And then you're like, are these stuff actually stuff, and who's doing the stuff? I don't know. Just go with it.
Are privatized, and you can pay for the deluxe package to arm your paramedics. You paid to go to that hospital, and goddammit, you're gonna fucking get there. Ultimately, the lore and setting of Cyberpunk 2077 is the best aspect of the game by far. You can tell just by looking at every single crevice of the city that a poor Polish femboy slave spent hours modeling every goddamn recycle bin until his hands bled. The game really sells you on the feeling of being in a crack den and buying Xanax wrapped in a cassette tape and stapled onto a guy's face. Even the most basic side quest areas make Dark Souls 2 look like it's designed by ants. When someone tells me this game took 8 years to develop, this is why I believe them. The game runs especially well if you have a computer designed to fight God and nothing else. But as controversial as this game's performance is, it can be universally agreed that the music fucking slaps. This game is jam-packed with the most goddamn amazing copyright-free music I have ever seen. All of it sounds like the realistic, as if it is the music of the exist in the Fiberskunk world. You got the classic metal, rock, reggae, and Grimes. Grimes is in this fucking game. This is the closest I will ever get to reaching Elon and telling him to stop killing people for lithium. I can only imagine a dude in CDPR HQ talking to a suit like, "Sir, it is imperative to the success of the game that you allow me to create dank reggae music." But now that you're aware of the world of Hyperfuck 2077, it's time to get into the combat.
Okay. Combat. I actually enjoyed it. A melee combat was cool. A range combat was cool. I actually enjoyed the combat. I had zero beef with the combat. I wish there were more augmentations that you can use in combat. Like there is 3 hand augmentation. There was the wire, the things that come out like the things, and the monkey hands, right? Monkey hands are kind of weak, but I like them. There's double jump and big jump and hover jump, but
when you first play the gameplay mechanics won't seem that complex, and every enemy is kind of a bullet sponge. This will persist until you unlock the gigantic mantis blades that protrude from your arms and fly 15 feet forward into most enemies like a xenomorph. This is the only goddamn RPG besides Skyrim where melee isn't just viable, it's fucking optimal. I didn't even try to hack or do stealth after I figured this out. Ultimately, the game isn't afraid to let you break it in terms of damage numbers and lets you experiment with maybe 2 or 3 different main specializations on top of the basic shooter gameplay. If you stick to a basic rifle and try to do something like aim at enemies like a fucking idiot, you're gonna have a bad time. So what I recommend is stacking crit damage over several orders.
This is inaccurate. If you get some of the legendary rifles and weapons, you become a god immediately. I'll let y'all discover it. I mean, most of you probably played this shit and know what I'm
talking about. Magnitude with a revolver and insta-killing every single enemy you see. Any shooter that encourages you to be mobile in a fight is more fun than sitting in a corner and blinking, and Cyberpunk gives a lot of incentives to move. Cyberpunk is also a game where you not only modify skills in a tree, but metal in a body, such as passive bonuses that I don't care about, and the goddamn gorilla arms, do I need to say more? You can return to monkey, although when it comes to all these different weapons and specializations, it seems that there isn't much variety in how you specialize. Whatever happened to Skyrim giving an entire skill tree dedicated to just being a werewolf? Tech pistols, smart pistols, stupid pistols, revolvers, burst fire? Have bonuses for all of them or none of them. The combat is fun, but there isn't that much to it, which is why it reminds me of Borderlands. There's also the driving gameplay, and it feels like ice skating on a pool of frozen lubricant and dozens of ropes are in the way. Cars have the stopping distance of several fucking city blocks and want to drift for literally every turn. It is faster in this game to delete your save file and create a new one if you want to travel back to your fucking house. This is because Night City ran out of rubber in the year 2040, and have subsequently been making tires out of the increasingly rotted corpse of the Michelin Man.
Accurate.
When it comes to the open world or dynamic gameplay, I'm really glad that it didn't take the GTA 5 route where you play tennis once and then get fucking bored.
Mr. Boss for the win here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a full-length tennis match.
Instead, the game saturates itself with small, numerous side quests where 90% of the time you're paid to go somewhere, kill everyone, and then leave with no nuance. The side quests are the dynamic gameplay. This isn't a game where you go hunting. My biggest issue with the entire game thus far is that the side quests are either William Shakespeare fucking masterpieces, or they have micro-stories that are summarized in 2 sentences.
Well, I think those are not actually side quests. Like those question marks, they're not side quests. They're like, you go there, you do a quick little thing. They're like activities more than side quests. The actual side quests are the ones you get from the people there. Like you go someplace, you talk to people, then you do things, then you go talk to more people. You actually do the things. Like the jury quests, all those quests. Companion quests, stuff like that. I think those are actual side quests. The other things are just activities. Like most of them, you just go, you do one thing, kill people, and it's done. And you get your money from a nearby post office thing. Why can't you just mail my cash, bitch, while you're making me walk?
So let's walk through a side quest. You go to drive a weird guy somewhere. He gets out of the car, goes to the store. Oh no, he actually robbed the store. Then you kill everyone. Congrats, the quest is over. No further development. Fuck you. I would trade 8 of these fucking quests to get a decent one. It's like you're playing a weird mixture between Fallout New Vegas and a Ubisoft game. The Witcher 3...
What about the dick quest, though? What about the guy who installed a cock prosthetic and it overheated or some shit? That was cool.
At something similar, but in The Witcher 3, I was actually surprised sometimes. Let's look at the better half of this. There are side quests that are fucking 8 missions long. You learn the entire backstory for an ensemble of enterprising actors and then crucify them on live television. I can't stress enough how actually godlike the writing for these quests are. When the developers decide to write words.
There's like 10 of them.
There is a side quest in this game involving a meticulous search with a skilled detective to track down and locate a serial killer using only your wits. An underground battle for control.
This was actually creepy as hell.
Skilled detective to track
when you go into his like milk farm. Yo, that was creepy as hell. I gotta be honest.
Down and locate a serial killer using only your wits. An underground battle for control of a strip club from the clutches of organized crime, and a complex family feud in a biker gang. Or I can play the same murder spree in a single room 16 fucking times. This game is like reading 6 dirty copies of War and Peace, and then every 20 pages you have to stare at cardboard. Imagine for a moment that you're a Militech guard in the beautiful night city. You see this weird guy running down the street wearing 14 different colors like a goddamn clown, when suddenly his arms open up like a fucking alien to reveal 2 gigantic sword-like appendages, and he leaps directly into you from 15 feet away. Your buddy goes to shoot him, but instead of fighting back, the fucker disassembles an entire rifle in front of him, and once he's done killing everyone, he sits perfectly still for 24 hours straight. That is the true open-world experience. Do you remember playing Fallout New Vegas and having so many interesting little elements to the quests and their effect on the world that you never had to find the fun? Well, most of Crying Trunk's quests have me going, oh yeah, this is a video game. I never felt like these quests improved my relationship with Freeside or helped the NCR. They were just there to waste my time.
And like, the problem is that they should do stuff, because like sometimes you work for, like, you help one of the gangs, or like there is a whole badge of like activities that you help the police, but no one gives a fuck. There is even a side quest where you help some cops out. No one gives a fuck. It's not the first side quest you can discover in the game.
In fact, let's stop comparing things to Fallout New Vegas forever, since it's the perfect game. Don't let Todd hear about this conversation. That aside, there are a good 30 to 40 hours of meaningful content in this game. You don't have to do all the games.
And I enjoyed the main quest a lot.
Reviewing the game, then you might just have to. Night City also suffers from an issue where all the police are in a state of quantum superposition where they are both far away and nearby at all times. Meaning, if a citizen were to commit a crime, the cops would simply quantum tunnel directly outside their cone of vision. This is because the aforementioned Michelin droughts of 2040 caused the police to give up driving entirely. There is no driving AI in the game. Nobody can drive, not even you. This is why the cops teleport, because they can't actually drive to the scene of crime, so the game pretends you don't notice, but you fucking notice. It just makes the world feel kind of dumb and not that reactive. It's not fun to commit crimes in Night fucking City. There aren't enough dynamics.
That is true. Like, that's one of the biggest problems with this game. It doesn't have anything for you to do in the city that's not scripted. Everything that's scripted is decent. Everything that's not scripted doesn't exist. There is nothing unscripted that's fun. Actually, there is nothing you can do that's unscripted that you would do.
Dynamic mechanics to make the world feel alive, which is fine, but the picosecond quests aren't filling the fucking gap. No. Which is a shame, because the world design almost does. I'm not going to forget about Little Japan's shitty alleyways filled with hollow prostitutes, Watson's red glow at night, the Badlands' rotting windmills, or how in Pacifica they want me dead for killing that innocent girl in 2004. So when you're done with your first 40 hours of epic adventures, daring escapes, and thrilling car chases, the game doesn't seem to have enough to keep me playing. But let's rewind for a moment to talk about what makes those first 40 hours satisfying and fun.
Story. Okay, a lot of people were telling me when after I first finished the game that they did not enjoy the story. And I think those people are on drugs, because I think the story was very good. Like, the main story was good. Quick-paced, stuff happened, it was fun, and you can decide how to end your story, kinda. I thought it was very fun.
Spoilers for the rest of the video. I've saved this part for last, in case you're a child or seeing this 10 years from now after Mecha-G's world takeover, in which case, like The Witcher 3, the main quest is actually not written by gorillas. In the years following Skyrim's release, Polish scientists were able to extract and locate the hidden element known as being fucking subtle, and are mostly able to apply it to the world of Cyberpunk 2077. The game is willing to stop and give you quiet moments with the characters, as if they're written to be like people, and not the apes that live near Ubisoft Montreal. Speaking of characters, the main quest is primarily entirely comprised of V, the world's last schizophrenic, and Keanu Reeves, who plays as himself. And even then, he's improperly cast.
Are you still rolling?
It's hard to see Keanu as a super badass through his overacting voice, but that's okay because the game does everything else in its power to make sure that you think he is badass, and it works. The sections where you play as Johnny are straight up power fantasies
He's a
where
fucking
you use
god.
Keanu's dashing looks to invoke the mythical female orgasm. The story of Cyberpunk is one where the true and shadow Keanu begin in opposition, but through a slow web of corporate entanglements, gang warfare, and strip club participation, learn to love one another and grow as people, except only Johnny grows as a person. This is for the best, because V can look like Peter Griffin, and goddammit, I want to roleplay as Peter fucking Griffin. The game also introduces villains that I love and can understand their fuck mentality. For most villains, like Placide, you don't even think of them as villains, just people acting in their own interests, like Stalin. Cyberpunk is able to effectively frame its struggles as a story of survival, of personal interest against what is truly right, which is why I can sympathize with Johnny for causing 9/11. And though I don't agree, I can totally understand Saburo's decision to melt those orphans into useful paper. That got me motivated to stop him. The mentality of these people uniquely corresponds to the wider world, one where human life means nothing, and everyone is out for themselves, just like America. What I didn't appreciate is that through the game, the main quest gives you a false sense of urgency when there is none. Peter Griffin repeatedly suffers from schizophrenic episodes that cause his eyeballs to enter screensaver mode. Every single character in existence urges you to finish the story and save your life as fast as possible, but it will never matter until the plot decides that it matters. If you do all of the side quests, V is the equivalent of a sickly paper bag carrying a shotgun with 50 hydraulic toasters attached, and one of those toasters used to be a rock star before a geriatric Japanese man ate his soul. The game insists that you're weak and dying, when in reality you've killed thousands of people out the fucking hospital window, and it's jarring. Lastly, people are mad online that you can't continue after the main quest because they are wombats. And if you fuckers somehow convince CDPR to patch in a post-game, I will eat a cricket on...
But the post-game doesn't make sense though. Unless, well, okay. I mean, since you're here, you know what happens. Since, I mean, maybe if you get the ending where Johnny takes over your body, I guess, maybe that kind of makes sense. I mean, I assume they might, one of the DLCs might be like either you play as Johnny after the game, the ending of the game, or you find a cure. I assume that's what's gonna be like one of the DLCs, because they said they're gonna make like 3 big DLCs, like for The Witcher or some shit. So.
Camera. Is this game worth your money? Probably. Unless you have a PS4, in which case you've already been sent to the black pit of shale from which you will never return. I'd like to thank the monetary contributions of the oil barons and media conglomerates that fund my channel and keep it operational. If you would like to contribute your blood diamond money harvested from the recesses of African child labor, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank you all for watching, and of course, death to Arasaka, paid for by Miltech.
God, I'm kind of sad, yeah. Now that he mentions that there are no faction system, that makes me kind of sad. Getting personal Militech sponsorship to go against Arasaka, since you're already doing that, would have been pretty fucking cool. I mean, the only thing we can do currently is I hope the DLCs actually add some meaningful content to the game. Maybe improve the starting part of the game where you actually play as one of your starting classes for a little bit, and you don't get like a 20-second video. But hey, you never know, you know? You never know. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. Did y'all enjoy Cyberpunk? What would you rate it? And if you're playing it now, how much did they improve it? Let me know. If you want to see more Max0r reactions by a boy, playlist up here. Like, comment, subscribe. Quick thank you to the YouTube members and Patreons. Thank you all for the support. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.